Before we get into it, I want to take a moment to say a genuine, heartfelt thank you to the people who made this day possible. Firstly, our headline sponsor, Gleeds. If you don't know Gleeds, where have you been? One of the world's leading program, project, and cost management consultancies. They are here today putting their name behind the next generation of construction innovation. So please give Gleeds a massive round of applause. And our panel sponsor, RCK. RCK are here today not just to sponsor this stage, but to offer real, tangible financial expertise to the winner of this competition. So valuable, so important, can make or break a company. We'll talk more about that prize in just a moment, but again, round of applause for RCK, please. And of course, this competition is brought to you by Design and Build UK, the UK's leading hard copy and digital construction magazine. 300,000 subscribers, isn't that something? And every single one of them is hungry for the kind of innovation we are going to see on this stage today. So thank you to Michaela, thank you to her team, and yep, the whole team for putting this together today. Thank you. So here is what is happening. We have 6 incredible companies, all serving the built environment, all stepping up to this stage to pitch their business ideas to our panel of esteemed judges. 6 companies who have the courage to say, we have something to offer this industry and we are ready to stand up and prove it. And believe me, this takes such bravery. So please be supportive and show your appreciation to them. Each company will have 5 minutes, and this is strict, 5 minutes to pitch, so no messing around. Then we'll have 5 minutes of questions from our expert panel. So if you want them to sweat a little, don't worry, our panel have that covered. Thank you, judges. So here is where you come in. In your event brochure, you will find a dedicated scoring section. There we go. It's towards the back of your brochure. Looks like that. And I want you to use that. So as each company pitches, score them as you go, so you remember. You're looking at 4 key criteria, so are the judges. 1, innovation and originality. Is this a disrupting company? 2, commercial viability. If it doesn't make business sense, there's absolutely no point. 3, industrial relevance and impact. Is this a game changer? Can this really change people and the industry? And 4, pitch clarity and confidence. Do you understand their business? Have they made it clear what they do? So at the end of all 6 pitches, we'll ask you to cast your vote. There'll be a QR code. It is also in your booklet on another page, but it's in there as well, but we'll deal with that at the end. So just to be very clear, 1 vote per person. Think carefully. This is not a popularity contest. This is about real, investable, game-changing ideas. So please think about those 4 key criteria that we described. And speaking of real, let me tell you what the winner is walking away with today. The winner of Pitch Your Plan 2026 will receive £20,000 in PR and marketing services from Design and Build UK. I mean, what a prize. Round of applause for that, please. As we said, the UK's leading hard copy and digital construction magazine, and boy, do they know something about this. Additionally, the winner gets a stand right here at UK Construction Week, London 2027. So you'll be back here next year, bigger, better, and ready. Also, expert tax consultancy support from RCK Partners, sponsored today. The UK's leading chartered tax advisors, specialising in R&D tax credits, capital allowances, business rates, patent box, and land remediation relief. Based in the City of London, RCK will work with the winner to identify and maximise every tax saving opportunity available for their growing business. And that can really make or break a business, as many of you know. And that's not all. Every single finalist today, whether they win or not, will receive access to the Women in Construction Power Within Her Growth Hub. Because every person on this stage today deserves to be supported, full stop. Round of applause for that. So I need one thing from every single person here today, please, and that is your energy. These founders are about to walk out onto this stage and put everything they've got into 5 minutes. Least we can do is show them that we are with them. So get comfortable, and when each company comes to the stage, I'll introduce them, and I want to hear you, please. I want you to help them feel the support in this room, okay? Agreed? Good, good. Right, let's do this. So first to the stage. They are reimagining how customers connect with tradespeople. No eye-watering commissions, no middlemen taking a cut, just a transparent, fast, and verified marketplace that gives tradespeople control over their pricing and customers a way to book skilled professionals in real time. Wouldn't that be nice? Think ride-hailing even, it's been a long day, but for the trades. They're even introducing a dedicated option to book vetted female professionals directly. Please welcome to the stage the founder of Tradze, Ollie family, and Dee.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my name's Oliver Family, and this is Dee Charhan, and we are the founders of Tradze Rapid Response. Tradze has been modernised. Tradze has been modernised to allow customers to connect instantly with rapid response traders in real time. It's here to disrupt the market the same way that Uber has done for transport and Deliveroo has done for food delivery. We have a simple mission: trades on demand. The problem that people face today: when booking trades, you face delays, unreliable trades, no transparency or consistency in pricing. As well as that, on the other hand, you have reliable tradespeople fighting for leads, paying big corporations and companies for bad quality job leads. This is designed for you to book a trade in seconds. If you look at the screen, this is what the interface of the app actually looks like. You can select the trade that you need, whether that be a gas engineer, a pest controller, locksmith, electrician, drainage engineer, whatever it is you need, you pick on the trade you need. You'll then see the list of traders that are available in the area with a live ETA of when they're going to be with you. Once you pick on the trade you need, you'll then see their profile, and you can pick either rapid response to get them out instantly, normally within a few minutes, up to half an hour, or you can lock in your spot for later. You can also see their reviews, a little bit about the company you're dealing with, and in the vault, you have their qualification as well as their insurance details. If you're happy, you confirm the booking. This app has been developed so you can live track them with full transparency. The next page you see once you've booked your trader is a countdown whilst you're waiting for your trade pro to confirm the booking. So it's a 60-second timer. Once they've confirmed, the trade pro will then get the next screen sent to them, which is a job card of the customer's information, their email address, number, and the address of the address where the problem is. As well as that, the customer can also upload a video, pictures, and a description of the job that you're dealing with, so you know exactly what you're going into. Then you can live track them straight to your front door, just like you do with Deliveroo. You see them on the move, straight to your house. Once the trader arrives, the customer has to give them a verification code. They put the verification code into their app and it confirms the booking, so there's no arguments whether they turned up or not. This isn't just built for the user, it's also built for tradespeople. I myself are in trades. I own a pest control and cleaning company, and I know firsthand some of the problems that we face. So we've kept it simple. This is what happens when you get booked. You get a push alert that comes through. You can either accept or decline the booking. If you decline the booking, it goes through to the next trader. If you accept it, you make your move and you make your way straight there and they live track you there. This is the interface of the application when the trader actually joins the platform. They can upload their image or an avatar. They have their Stripe Connect so they can get paid. Their documentation, their insurances, qualifications, they upload into that. Rapid response toggle so they can turn it on and off whether they're available. The services that they offer, plumber, electrician, they pick their services, and their mode of transport so you can track them in real time. Whether they're a sole trader, limited company, VAT details, it's just very simple. We already have over 250 vetted trades in the London area, and it's a multi-trade platform. What does that mean? That means that we have a combination of plumbers, electricians, pest controllers and handy people already, and it's an even split between them. The opportunity here is massive. It's a multi-billion-pound market. Trades is an infrastructure, not a directory. And more than that, it's not a lead gen company, it is a booking system. So it's very good for the trader. They're getting booked, they're getting paid for their hour on site, no matter what. They're not fighting for leads. Once they're on site, if it's a bigger problem than the hour when they're there, they can up quote, they can put a full report, recommendations forward, and the customer has the choice whether they want to go ahead or not. And that's between them and the customer. We're looking to scale nationwide. As I said, we already have 250 trades in London, and we're on target to hit the 1,000 trades. Once we've hit 1,000, we'll move to Manchester. Once we've done Manchester, we'll move on to Birmingham, and so on and so forth. Trades rapid response, the future of trade service. Thank you for listening, and we'd love to have you on board to help us scale to the next level. Thank you.
And over to our judges for questions.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Great presentation. My question would be, what happens operationally when a job goes wrong?
What happens when the job goes wrong? So there is a complaints procedure, and we vet all the trades. They can obviously contact us, and we'll do the mediation, what needs to be done if there are any problems within the booking itself.
Would you have a call center team?
We will have a call center and a team available already, yes.
Okay.
So everybody on there is already pre-qualified, but what level are they pre-qualified to, and who's done that, and what are their qualifications? Because that whole world is an absolute minefield of demonstrating SCEB.
Of course. So we have all their insurance qualifications. We vet them exactly the same way that Checker Trade vet their traders. So we get their insurance details. We get their, if they're gas safe, we get their gas certs. If they're electricity safe, we get their NCPT. Pest controllers have to have level 2 pest control qualification. So anyone that's within that trade has to be qualified by us before they go live on the system. And the 250 plus trades that we have on there already have already been vetted and verified.
Okay. Can I ask a follow-up question?
Of course,
Is that right? So my follow-up question would be, how are you going to make this like Velcro for them so that they don't just jump on this and then they're off again onto something else? What's the long-term commercial roadmap for keeping people engaged with your platform? Because that's where the valuation is going to be really driven by.
Well, I think the main thing is providing them with bookings. And for me, being in the trades myself, I know that I'm sick of fighting for leads. Yeah. If I can get paid for a booking and also get in front of a customer, once I'm in front of that customer, whatever I upsell between then, so I'm getting paid for the hour there, so I'm not wasting my time. Mm-hmm. After that hour, if I then put forward my recommendations and I explain the situation to them, I'm sure they're going to go ahead with what I tell them to do. So there's a chance to also upsell as well. There's nothing like this. There is no booking system, a live tracking system like this. I think it is the future of trades, and I think it's really going to disrupt the market.
Okay, cool. I've got one more question, and
Go
I'm
for
going
it.
to pass it on to someone else. So from the commercials point of view, obviously you will have some form of arrangement with the trades that have paid to be on the platform. What does that look like in terms of upscale commercials, in terms of upsell? So say somebody goes to fix a leaking tap, and they end up doing 10 grand worth of heating install. Is there some way that you get a bite of that cake, or is that not?
We're not taking anything off them, and that's another reason why they want to stay on there. We are only providing them with the booking. Anything that's upsell between them is simply between them. There's nothing else. Yeah, sorry. So Trades makes its money through a small commission, transaction fee, and memberships as well. So that's how we make our money.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
Hello?
Hello.
Great pitch, by the way.
Thank you.
I had similar questions to you, really, but I think for me it was more of if somebody's registered with Checkertrade, mybuilder.com and yourselves, how do they prioritise their jobs? Do they get the commission taken off them, or how does that work?
Sorry, are you comparing how we compare to Checkertrade? Was that the question? Or?
And mybuilder.com and many
So
others.
their lead generation, we're booking. They do get a membership, but the reason why a trader would want to come with us is because, just to give you an example, myself, I have been on Checkertrade, and I was paying up to £800 a month for leads. Now, don't get me wrong, I was getting 40 inquiries that I was converting, so it was worth me doing. But for this, it's going to be a lot cheaper to be on. They're getting the booking fee, so that is the difference. So when you go to Checkertrade, you'll get an inquiry through. You then call that inquiry, and you're against other companies quoting, and they then pick who they're going to go ahead with. You can also go out and survey and not get paid for that time you've been on site. Whereas if we make that booking for you when you're there, you've got an hour to try and fix that issue. Anything above and beyond that is down to you to quote and upsell.
And what would be a booking fee?
The booking fee is £99 for a customer for 1 hour.
For 1 hour?
Yes, on site. And that's to fix an issue. Let's say, for example, you've got a leaking tap in your house. You go on Trades, get an instant rapid responder out straight away, £99 for them to fix that leak for you. They may be able to stop the leak for you, but they may say, well, you've got a big problem with your boiler, for argument's sake. We need to do this. This is what we recommend. And then you take that away and say, okay, no problem, I'll come back to you and decide whether you want to go ahead with that later or not.
And what would be your 12-month forecast?
Sorry, one more time?
12-month. What would be your 12-month revenue forecast?
12-month revenue. It's a good question. What would you say? To be honest with you, the numbers are absolutely huge, and we don't know whether it's going to perform like that straight away. But right now, at the moment, what we're doing is we're giving it completely free. So we're scaling at the moment. No one's being charged to be on the platform. The only thing that we are doing is charging a fee, and we take £16 off each booking. So that's all we're getting at the moment. We're not charging big fees. So over the next 12 months, it could be, it might not be a lot because we're looking to scale. We're not looking to grow at the moment. We're looking to push everything back into marketing and grow the company.
Makes sense.
Okay, thank you. Out of time, we'll start with you next, Harrison. Thank you very much, guys. Big
Thank you.
round of applause. Up next, that was a great way to start, wasn't it? Up next, if you have ever hired a builder and handed over a deposit and just hoped for the best, been there, done that one. This one's for you. And if you have ever finished a job and chased an invoice for weeks, this one is absolutely for you. Our next founder has tackled one of the oldest problems in the trade. Please welcome to the stage founder of BuildBoss, Johan Dyer.
So, can you hear me? Oh yes, there you go.
Yes.
So let's be honest. People seem to think that our industry has a bit of a reputation problem. A small minority of rogues have given hard-working and honest trades a bit of a bad name, to be honest. But as any builder in here will know, this is very much a two-sided problem. Over 70% of builders have completed a job and never been paid for it. We are living in an absolute paradox. Customers are scared to hand over money to a builder they don't really know. But us builders, we want a deposit up front because, well, we're not going to just lose out on money for the sake of it. This is a £110 billion a year industry, still run on handshakes and hope. And I think we deserve better than that. So that's why I created BuildBoss, payment protection for builders and their customers. So how does it work? A builder and a customer agree a price and a specification for the job. They upload the quote onto BuildBoss, where it's turned into a contract and a payment schedule, at which point the customer funds their BuildBoss account. The builder then completes the work, uploads the evidence, customer approves it, and the builder gets paid. It's as simple as that. But our real selling point for this is that if there is an issue between the builder and the customer, we'll actively get involved and help mediate a fair and final outcome. Essentially, we are PayPal for construction. And for all this, we charge just 2% of the contract value, 1% from the builder, 1% from the customer. We charge less than a card machine, but we guarantee that if the work's done correctly, the builder gets paid, and if the work isn't done correctly, the customer gets their money back. So why me, and what's led me to build this? Some of you might call this child labour, but I was 10 years old and my dad dragged me out for my first day on a building site. I tiled my first bathroom when I was just 14 years old and started my own construction company when I was 21, before eventually going into construction management. It was just me and my dad growing up, and construction and trades were really sort of the passion that we shared. Then, a few years ago, I had the worst phone call of my life. My dad had been killed in an accident in France. Then, to make things worse, 4 days later, the company I was working for phoned me up and said, sorry, you don't have a job anymore, so don't come in again. So I was dadless, I was jobless, and I had a funeral to pay for, and I had to get back into building as quick as I could, doing the projects that me and my dad had once loved doing. And one of the first customers I came across was showing me all the signs that they weren't going to pay me for the work that I'd been doing. So I searched high and low for a solution to protect me and to protect the customer, but there was nothing. So that's why I built it. But this isn't about protecting one builder or protecting one customer. This is about what the industry looks like when every job has a contract, every job has a payment schedule, and every job has a dedicated system that people can go through if there's any issues. We don't just protect transactions, we raise the bar. Good builders get the credibility they deserve and gives customers confidence to invest in their homes without fear. We always get asked, do you worry about people taking this on, especially the older trades? Are they gonna take on another digital platform? But here's the thing, the government have rolled out Making Tax Digital for everyone. So whether you're a young builder or an old builder, you've had to get to grips with digital tools. So BuildBoss is just that one little step further, and HMRC has pretty much done the groundwork for us. So our product is live and helping builders protect their money, but we also know that marketing is, I would say, a fine art, but it's also a bit of a dark art as well. So winning a package with design and build would help us not only refine our strategies, but execute them as well. Because this has multiple go-to-market strategies. We have a comprehensive social media strategy, a lot of direct outreaches and partnerships as well. And we're beyond proud to say that we're currently finalising a commercial partnership with Hughes Gray, who have over 300 stores nationwide. So first off, we're going to roll out across North Wales, Cheshire and Merseyside, and then once we've achieved what we need to achieve there, we can then roll out across all 300 stores. The vision is simple. BuildBoss becomes a default payment layer for domestic construction payments. Thank you.
Brilliant. Harrison, do you want to start this one?
Yeah, that was a great pitch, by the way, and it's a huge issue within the industry. Everyone knows it. There's always a risk that a client isn't going to pay you. So am I right in saying that this platform is to facilitate the payment between the client and the builder, but also to hold the money while the job's going on? Is that right?
Yeah, so we facilitate the payment, but like you said, it's essentially, we're a very involved escrow service. So services out there at the minute, they'll hold the money and say, yeah, just let us know. If there's an issue, let us know what you figured out between yourselves. But we actively get involved with it and say, no, because we've got building inspectors and surveyors on the books who will judge this for us, basically.
So I've got two questions, that's right. One, what's kind of the assurance around you holding that money if something was to happen to your company, God forbid, if a client holds £20,000 for an extension, what assurances have you got that that money's safe? And then the second question would be, have you got any data around the number of times this would happen, like the percentage of transactions you'd have to get involved? Because I can imagine that would be quite a big task to
First question was what, sorry?
I've actually forgotten. The first question is, how would you, the insurance around you holding the money if your company, anything happened to you and a client kept 20,000 with you, for instance?
So we currently work with an FCA regulated partner who they're fully insured, fully regulated by the FCA, so they handle our payment side of it. Second one was, sorry, my memory's terrible.
That's all good. And then second one was, do you know the numbers around, let's say you facilitate 300 jobs in the year, based off the knowledge that you've got, what percentage of those jobs would there be a dispute where you have to get involved?
So when we've done our sort of financial forecasts around it, we've based it that 50% of jobs are going to end up go into arbitration kind of thing, where in actual fact, given the market research we've done and my own experience in 20 years, we'd estimate probably 5% go to the arbitration. And like I said, 2% isn't a big fee. So the ones where they do go to arbitration, that will get swallowed up, but then the 95% is where we make our money from it, basically.
Perfect. Yeah, that answers my question.
Richard is chomping at the bit there.
I can see him holding it already.
I've got about 1,000 questions. I've got to be really fucking honest. This is sexy as fuck. And this is not about money. This is about changing culture and behaviour.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't sleep when I read your pitch. That's how good I think this is.
Oh, sound.
I think you've literally hit upon something that the whole industry needs. I think you need minerals the size of watermelons to deliver this.
Yeah.
Because this is not about money, it's about behavioural change.
Yeah.
And there's a monster risk that you could effectively become doing low ticket contract administration, because I think you're way off on the amount of disputes, especially in the domestic market, because like I do domestic and commercial construction. Domestic homeowners love a tear up because they've got 100 grand's worth of legal cover on their house insurance.
Yeah.
So how do you de-risk that and protect yourself? And would you be open to looking at other GTM strategies? Because I think aligning yourself with one builder's merchant, albeit they're national, is a good place to start. But already I've got about 100 balls going around in my head about ways you could take this to the market way quicker than what's on your roadmap right now.
Because we're, like I said, the go-to-market strategy, we're not like dead set and we have to, it's like, it's business, everything's fluid, isn't it? But then in terms of the disputes and sort of mediating them, part of the service and part of the website and the app is kind of like a how-to on how you should set out your contracts, how much detail you should put in your specification. So the less grey areas we give people, the less, because if everything's written down and clear as day, they could say, as much as a homeowner wants to argue, we could say, well, no, it's black and white, you asked for this and you've got this, so tough shit, really.
But the ideology of it and the reality are two absolutely divorced things.
Oh yeah, no, I'll go into it with rose-tinted spectacles. But yeah, I know full well that once we're a bit more developed and a bit more mature, we're going to be eating shit sandwiches for a while. But it's just part of business, really, isn't it?
It is. I think it's a phenomenal product. One of the big risks I can see with it is actually putting through the volume, because effectively you're writing building contracts for people.
Yeah, so
that's a massive risk, because the former contract you would have on a 50 grand project is wholly different to £500,000 extension.
Yeah, because I think the big part of that though for us is that we're targeting the lower end of the market. So once you get to your 500 grand extensions, yes, this product's needed, but people with that much money to spend on something, they've usually got their own systems in place to make sure they're either getting the job done or protecting their money. This is for Mrs. Jones, who's spending her last 10 grand on a bathroom, and again, it's all about volume and stuff. But
so what form of contract have you got embedded in this?
Richard, I know you're super passionate, and I feel like we could be here an
do
hour,
this after.
but I'm afraid we've got to leave it there. fair for everybody 10 minutes. Great big round of applause for Johan and BuildBoss. Sorry, Richard. Lovely to see that enthusiasm, though. Our next company was built on one simple but powerful observation, that design intent gets lost somewhere between the drawing board and the finished building. Their founder decided to fix that by keeping design and build under one roof, with herself leading every single project. Specializing in heritage homes, care environments, and commercial spaces, this is a business already generating revenue and already making an impact. Please welcome to the stage the founder of Sintalia, Sylvia Culpepper.
Let me just get this ready properly. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sylvia, and I'm the founder of Sintalia Limited. Now, construction is known for many things. Probably the smooth communication. Oh, I'll do that. Do you want me to do that?
Sorry, yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry. There you go. There I am.
Back. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. So construction is known for many things. Probably the smooth communication isn't one of them, as we all know that. So I come from design side of projects, and so I've kind of come up with this, came with this recurrent sort of problem all the time. And so designers would come with the beautiful designs to the builders, and the contractors and builders look at it and they kind of just feel like offended by them. To be honest, I've had so many times like that, and they look at me and I'm just like, okay, maybe you've got a point. So because design can look great on paper, but when it comes to site, it kind of loses its practicality. There's constraints of the building. There's you know the timing, the budget also could be an issue. So basically, it fails. At the same time, I also noticed when the construction hits, the project loses its personality. So it doesn't look like we actually wanted it to look at. So I created Sintalia to bridge that gap in between. We are a Surrey-based design and build company specializing in refurbishment of existing spaces, whether it be heritage buildings or care home interiors or hospitality and commercial spaces. But what makes us different isn't simply that we offer design and build. A lot of companies do that. It's quite cutthroat industry, right, the D&B. So the difference is that we stay involved throughout the full cycle of the project, ensuring workspaces work practically, commercially, and visually as well. So it's all tied together. We don't just integrate design and build. We look at spaces that may have overlooked, and we ask ourselves, how else can we make it better? How else can we make it more functional for the people that are actually using them? One area I'm particularly passionate about is boutique care environments. Some of the larger operators are already providing really beautiful designs for the care homes, thus making like smaller providers not having enough budget, not having enough in-house teams to deliver the same experience for their residents. And sometimes these environments fall into sort of like clinical look and unintentionally, I would say, had that word somewhere, unintentionally uninspiring, really. I don't know how many of you have been to the care homes, unless it's quite brand new. So we want to prove that care environments can still feel warm, sophisticated, and respectful without requiring the corporate sort of level budgets. Because good design shouldn't exist where budgets are massive. In under 2 years, Sintalia has actually reached 250 to 300,000 pound turnover, with a great demand for larger refurbishment projects. And to be honest, in the following sort of upscaling plans, we would like to grow our delivery capability to 250 to 500 possibly, and not necessarily in size of the projects, but growing our portfolio. So keeping in mind those boutique sort of small companies and smaller providers. So ultimately, the future of construction cannot just be about building more. It has to be about improving what already exists, more sustainably, more intelligently, and more greatly accountable. Most projects don't fail because of bad design or bad construction. If it fails, it's because what happens in between. So I would like to fix that, and this is where Sintalia would like to bridge that gap. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. Judges, who'd like to start the questions? Lee?
Hi.
Hi.
You are right, design's a massive issue, certainly on the bigger projects we work on. The design comes out, it's wrong, the guys build it, they have loads of wastage, wastes a lot of time, wastes a lot of money. So the idea is a great concept. Have you thought about, when I read through your business plan, you deal in all sectors of care homes, hospitality, heritage. Have you thought about doing a vertical market within that?
Vertical market? No.
As in just one specific area, like heritage or care homes? Or?
To be honest, I started off with the workplace designs, which is very vanilla, very simple, very quick and cutthroat, and everyone does that. So I kind of started experimenting, seeing where I could be needed. Beggars can't be choosers nowadays, right?
Absolutely.
So we take whatever we're given. So I think care homes is the main thing. Hotels I've tried out and also have got capabilities of doing these. So this is where I'm concentrating on boutique, small sort of projects and helping those that actually really need. So Care homes probably would be the main priority. Heritage buildings as well, because it just, improving the existing buildings, improving their lighting, improving their thermal conditions, and still keeping the design. So which just gives me the flexibility and adaptability work between all of them, really.
And from an upscale point of view, would you say that you're doing the design and build? And for the bigger projects, you'd be looking to take on more people to do that?
Definitely. I think this is where I would like to grow into. For bigger projects, I would need more people. At the moment, I'm doing everything by myself, marketing, accounting, projects, designs, and PMing and things like that. So yes, definitely. So this is the plan, really.
Okay, thank you.
In terms of the different work streams you've obviously got within your business, can you just give us a bit of an indication on terms of profitability? Because they're not all at the same level.
Absolutely, they're very different. To be honest, initially when I started Sintalia, I thought, okay, I want to do something that I enjoy doing, I get my bills paid, and everyone's happy, right? So without asking, without marketing, without just basically word of mouth, if you look at my LinkedIn and my website, I'd never even marketed before, so I'm quite grateful for what I actually achieved. And so I was thinking that I need to start growing more. I need to bring it more. And sorry, what was the question again?
Okay, so I'll simplify the question. So, of all of the work streams you have, if we said to you, if we were going to back this, which one would you pick? Which one would that be and why?
I would say care homes, definitely care homes. I think they need the most. They definitely need the most. Like I said, the bigger companies are actually designing massive, brilliant homes, and the smaller ones actually suffering from it. So the couple of the already done before, they're boosted. Dementia, for example, is a growing number of things. And when I went to see the other sites, it's very, how to say it politely, it's very childish and things like that. So I'd like to provide them dignity, provide them, comfort, and families come over and they know that what they pay for, that their parents, their grandparents are being looked after, basically. So to be honest, and this hits quite close to home. My partner all the time says that, you wouldn't know whether I had dementia or not. So, so that's quite close to me.
Cool, thank you. Good question.
You.
So my question was to ask you about your team, but you answered that. In terms of scalability, how do you see your team growing? If you want to get to those numbers, how would you structure that?
I definitely need more people. I need to delegate more. I think I'm a little bit control freak, because when you want to get something done, you do it yourself. I've got a couple of people that are working with me, subcontracting consultants and things like that. So it is included in the cost sometimes, and it, depending on the scale and size and the budget of the project.
Yeah. Well, I have started my business from my kitchen as well, so I can totally relate. But that change, when you need to start delegating.
It's scary. It is scary,
but also you need to be smart on how you're going to do it, because you need to think about the cost.
Yeah.
And so now you're doing everything yourself. So, that's, 5 people job. You're doing it all alone. When you're going to start scaling, if you want to double your revenue, you need to budget for people, how you're going to arrange that. So maybe something to think about.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. We've got time for one quick question. Harrison, if you want to.
Other than needing more people, what would you say is the biggest hurdle at the minute, or the biggest bottleneck stopping you from growing, let's say, in the care home space?
Competition, definitely. Is somebody like me comes over, and obviously there's somebody who's already fully established and got credibility. This is what Sintalia probably needs, is the credibility and getting new leads, getting more exposure, getting more, seeing what we actually do, what's our passion, what's our dream to do there.
So, yeah, this would help with that, obviously. Yeah,
definitely.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Sylvia and Sintalia. So halfway through, 3 down, 3 to go. Our next company sits very close to the heart of everything we stand for on this stage. Its founder is a 34-year-old electrician and mental health first aider who watched women leave this industry, not because they couldn't do the job, but because the environment was never designed with them in mind. She decided to change that. Please welcome to the stage, founder of HerBasix, Rochelle Wright.
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, sorry. I'm Rochelle and this is Grace, and we're electricians and founders of HerBasix. So 74% of women in construction report being sexually harassed at work, but 75 to 80% of these people never report it, and many of them just end up leaving instead. And in construction, on average, women last about 5 years, and with the cost of a single worker costing £30,000, the industry just can't afford to keep losing them. So the question is, why hasn't this been fixed yet?
Because the current systems don't work. Reporting is intimidating, it's face-to-face, it's uncomfortable, or it's an email that may never be opened, acted on, or even taken seriously. So people stay silent, and while reporting tools do exist, they're not built for environments like construction. They're often HR-led, office-based systems, reactive, hard to access in the moment, or disconnected to what is actually happening on site.
And that's where HerBasix is different. It's a platform designed for the whole of construction, but it strategically supports women and underrepresented groups on site. It combines real-time reporting, wellbeing support, workforce insight, resources and community all in one place. It gives people a safe, simple and accessible way to document and report issues directly from their phone in real time. Reports can be made anonymously if needed in a structured way, and where companies are partnered with the platform, insights can feed directly into workforce data and site culture tracking.
So instead of isolated complaints sitting in inboxes, they become visible, trackable and impossible not to ignore. But reporting can only be one part of the platform, because the real issue isn't just that people don't report, it's that many people in construction don't feel supported, connected, equipped or even visible in the industry in the first place. HerBasix is designed to solve that too. We provide a female PPE directory, helping women access properly fitting and safer workwear. We've built a community hub where users can connect with others across the industry, access networking opportunities and find support from people who understand the realities of site life. We've developed wellbeing resources, mentorship opportunities, private wellbeing and incident logbooks, flexible work and support resources and industry insights featured focused on improving retention within construction, because women don't just leave construction because of one bad experience. They leave because isolation, poor culture, lack of support, inflexibility and repeated everyday experiences slowly pushing them out.
And it's personal. As female electricians, we live this every single day. Like, we literally sit in circles where we're sexualised, ridiculed, made to feel uncomfortable by colleagues and by people senior to us. Like, one of my old bosses made a joke in front of me about raping me, and that's just not funny. Wow. And I've lost hours and hours of time with my kids, like, because construction flexibility times just do not exist. And my 15-year-old daughter's decided that she wants to come into construction, and I just don't feel comfortable encouraging a career that can't support its women properly. But construction's given me opportunities, confidence and a career I am proud of, but we shouldn't have to sacrifice our safety, dignity, mental well-being or our family life to be part of it. So instead of walking away from the industry, we've decided to try and improve it.
That's why HerBasix exists. Right now we're focused on redefining the product and preparing for launch. We've already had early conversations in senior industry spaces where the idea has been strongly received, with clear recognition that this is a real and urgent issue. At this stage, the challenge isn't validation, it's having the resources to properly build and scale the platform so that it can reach people that it's designed for. The £20,000 marketing prize would allow us to accelerate the launch, building awareness, growing the community, running live pilot programs and getting HerBasix into the hands of people and organisations that need it the most. From a business perspective, HerBasix has multiple revenue streams. Long-term companies will be able to subscribe to the workforce insight tools, reporting dashboards, retention analytics and culture tracking support.
Companies are under increasing pressure now to meet EDI and ESG standards, not just in policy but in proof, and they're being asked, how are you protecting your workforce, how are you tracking your behaviour, and where is your data? And right now most companies just don't have that visibility, and HerBasix changes that. We don't just give companies a way to respond. We give them measurable, trackable insight they can use to demonstrate accountability and drive real change. Because policies don't change the industry, systems do.
But the platform also creates opportunities for partnerships, sponsorships, recruitment collaborations, PPE providers, training organisations, networking events and grant-funded initiatives focused on improving retention and accessibility into construction. Because this isn't just a reporting tool, it's a workforce support and retention platform built specifically for an industry that is struggling to keep women in it.
And this matters because it isn't just about reporting, it's about retention, it's about safety, it's about well-being, and it's about building an industry that actually works for the people that's in it. HerBasix isn't just a platform. I genuinely believe it's a standard this industry just can no longer afford to be without. Thank you.
Great.
And sorry, because I was really nervous.
Well done. Judges, questions, please. Lee.
You should be both very proud to be in construction.
Thank you.
And you've done well there, even despite the nerves. So it's something that we need at this moment in time. We're trying to increase the percentage of behaviours towards women in construction. I also think that this is an app, I take it.
It will be. That's the point.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted
to sell
be,
it
yeah.
to sell it to companies to subscribe to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that would be a good asset to tier ones, but even more so for subcontractors as well, because I think sometimes the message needs to come down from the top and from the bottom up.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think this platform would be a good basis to do that. So well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies,
Hi.
Thank you for putting this together. We all need it in the industry. I can totally relate to you, to the nerves, and also to putting yourself out there.
Thank you.
It's crazy out there for us, for women. Having started from nothing, like I can relate to this deeply. When you come on site and nobody takes you seriously, and then they do all of these comments, and then the question why you're there, who's paid for it, and on and on and on. So I think this is so needed in the industry, and I'll be happy to support you. And no matter how today goes, I'm a bit biased because I'm all girl power, but I think the industry needs it, and we need to talk about this in rooms like this, not just between us girls, but we need to speak, take our place, have this table with men, and just make it happen, make the change.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting it together.
Thank you.
I've been in construction for 40 years, and it's something I'm really proud of. Until I have to have the conversation about EDI, and then I'm disgusted. So well done.
Thank you. Thank
this
you.
is what is needed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here all day, so I've heard of the conversations, and it's definitely something that fits in perfectly with an industry that is actively trying to recruit and bring women in. I can see how that would fit into tier ones as part of the onboarding process. It seems like a bit of a no-brainer, to be fair. But coming to the business side of it, let's say from now onwards, if you won today or you didn't, what's the first priority as a business you would take to try and get this to the next stage that you need to be at?
I think what we need to do now is literally, I'm not tech savvy at all. I mean, I've built this, but I need guidance really, because I need cyber security and stuff, because I need companies to trust me with very important data and stuff. So I need to ensure that all the data, GDPR is followed, and that would probably be the first protocol, because I can't really expect companies to pilot it now without having that proof that everything's protected.
Yeah. Obviously, ideally, you'd like it to be launched tomorrow and then every single tier one sign up. But realistically, let's say we're at UK Construction Week next year, and we see you on a stage or we see you at a stand. Where ideally do you visualise your business being at that point?
Well, I'm a bit crazy, but I would absolutely love for it to be getting used by loads of companies, and because men can use it as well. It would be just good if everyone's like, I can't believe this hasn't been a thing before, because that's what I just think, why isn't this already a thing?
100%. No, I can see it, like I said, as part of the onboarding. When you bring people on, it just becomes part of the package. Yeah, really good pitch. and yeah, something that's definitely needed.
I think you can add on to the platform as well. So, you know, just on the basis of getting it set up from the beginning, you can also add bolt onto that as well. So
Yeah.
it'd be good to see.
Thank you.
Super. Thank you very much for Rochelle and Grace and HerBasix. Okay, architects. Now, this is one for you. Listen up. Our next company was co-founded by two people with over 30 years of architectural practice between them. And they have built an AI-powered operating system that replaces fragmented emails and endless spreadsheets with one single platform. Real-time visibility for the practice, real-time visibility for the client, and an AI co-pilot that handles up to 40% of the admin. That's nice. So architects can get back to doing what they actually want to do, what they started with architecture. Please welcome to the stage the co-founders of Pulse, Centric, Lindsay Mattinson and Lewis Woods.
Hi, I'm Lewis Wood.
And I'm Lindsay Mattinson. We're both practicing architects with over 30 years of industry experience between us. We've spent years watching good practices drown in admin. Not because they lack the talent, because the tools just don't exist. So we've built one. Pulse is an AI-powered business intelligence system for architectural practices. One platform to run your practice, your projects, your clients, creating a single source of truth from start to finish. With limited marketing exposure, we have over 105 practices on a waitlist already. Let me tell you what it actually looks like running a practice today. First and foremost, you don't know which projects are losing money until it's too late. Fee burn lives in a spreadsheet that nobody bothers to update. And by the time you find out a project is 15% over, the damage is done and it's a write-off. Secondly, every fee proposal starts from scratch. Sunday evening, 2 hours, writing something you've written dozens of times before. The precedent exists, but it's somewhere in your inbox or in your filing system, and for the life of you, you cannot find it.
From the project side, every decision a client makes is scattered across emails, WhatsApps, and meeting notes. When a dispute arises, there's no clear, traceable, or searchable record. And the big one, architects trained for 7 years to design buildings, but 40% of the week is lost to document admin, client chasing, progress reports, the work nobody wants to do. The tools practices cobbled together weren't built for this. Excel, WhatsApp, ChatGPT, Dropbox, Asana, and a team memory, 6 disconnected tools. None of them talk to each other, none of them learn. So we built Pulse, one system that replaces the entire stack with 6 outcomes. Number 1, one place for every project. Number 2, comms, drawings, and approvals all structured and traceable. Number 3, every decision logged automatically. And number 4, clients' updates drafted in your own voice and sent on time. 5, a live dashboard so nothing slips. And number 6, peace of mind for directors because Pulse is always watching. One system instead of 6. Our flagship feature, describe a project in 1 sentence and Pulse drafts a complete architecture document in your practice's tone. Not a template, your voice, benchmarked against your own practice history.
And what that means for a director is peace of mind. The confidence to grow without the risk of taking on more people and losing practice knowledge when they inevitably decide to go. Every project, every client, and every decision all in one place.
So what is Pulse? Pulse is an operating system for architecture practices. It's AI-powered, so it learns your practice the longer you use it. It's Reba native, built specifically for architects and how architects actually work, and it's accessible from anywhere. We're starting with architecture. It's where we found our pain points and can clearly validate the idea. Our next steps is to grow into all other creative service-based industries, solving similar pain points. We're growing Pulse to become the gold standard for architecture. There are roughly 8,000 Reba registered practices in a £2.4 billion UK architecture market. The demand is proven and the market is impressive.
And the return is overwhelming. For a typical 6-person practice, Pulse saves 14 hours a week. That's £36,000 a year of recovered value against a cost of £5,500. 6.4 times return on investment, and it pays for itself within your practice in under 8 weeks. But this isn't just about one practice. When architects have their admin handled, buildings get designed better. Clients get clearer information, and contractors get better documentation. There are fewer disputes, less rework, and a more harmonious project from start to finish. Better run practices mean better construction industry for all of us.
So here's the question we want to leave you with. What if the next building you work on was supported by a system that never forgets a decision, never misses a deadline, and never loses a fee? That's what Pulse does.
And here's what winning Pitch Your Plan would give us. The £20,000 in marketing and PR to reach every UK practice at launch, because we're nearly there. Credibility from the construction industry's biggest platforms, for us, would make a big difference. At a UK Construction Week 2027 stand, we would have Pulse to do live demos and for people to try it out. And support and mentorship from RCK partners can only help accelerate our growth. So if you know an architectural practice still running projects on a spreadsheet and a lot of hope, send them to us.
Pulse, on beat, in
control.
control. Thank you.
Well done. Over to our judges' questions.
Hey guys, love your presentation. It's very clean and crispy. I think the branding is on point.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think you touched on the pain points for every. I relate. I would like you to do it for architects and then come back and fix it for me as well, because that's the pain point, and you're brilliant at identifying it and giving us the solution. So well done.
Thank
Amazing.
you.
I think it's exactly what the industry needs. I mean, obviously, we're post-Grenfell, we're in a BSA environment.
Yeah.
You know, the total addressable market for this is huge. I think it's really well articulated, it's really clever. I like the fact that there's some numbers, but numbers are only 10% of the story.
Yeah.
What is the biggest behavioural change that this is going to drive? Because I think that's probably the bigger win, because the behaviour in the construction industry is awful.
I think so. What we did first was we did like a testing period where we kind of had the ideas and brought some architects into the rooms, people from industry to test out what worked and what didn't work when we're doing prototyping. Because I can have wild dreams about what it could do, but you might never use that. And I think the biggest shift is making it as easy as possible to get onto the platform. That's how we've introduced lots of the AI into it. So you just dump your documents in, it reads them all and pulls out the key data for you. So when I first tested the prototype, and it got sent to me first, I was having to manually enter lots of things, and it put me straight off the app. So I switched it, so it's all AI generated. So the first thing you do is any documentation you've got, any phone conversations you've had which you've recorded, any meeting minutes, you dump it all in, it pulls out all the key facts from the job from it, and that's how it starts to onboard you. And from that scope of work, it then begins to outline what the key tasks and deliverables are and starts to define your scope of work for the platform. So the onboarding process is becoming much more simpler to get onto the application.
Okay. So next question then.
Yeah.
So you're obviously expecting people to put an absolute shed load of information on there. In terms of scalability,
Yeah.
if you win this today, what are the 3 things that you want beyond just the 20K, and where do you see yourself when you're here next year?
I think the 3 things that we want is visibility, getting in front of initially our own industry, so architects, and then into the construction side, and having that place that people come to and say, you made my job so much easier, I'm allowed to be an architect again, so I don't have to sit down and do 40 hours a week on admin anymore. Like, my day-to-day life as an architect shifted as I got more senior because I became more admin heavy. I only did the admin side, running the job, and just the design was a small part of it. So giving that back to, especially one of the senior ones, I'm mainly just doing invoicing, running jobs, running people, it's now actually, you can design more because in your mind, it's already telling your team each day what they need to do, and you can track your team quite simply and easily and get alerts when things are going wrong. Rather than having to be on top of your team at all, it will just notify you when someone's missed something, and you can go, just pick that up for me. So it makes it much more simpler to engage. So I think it's that level of shift in the industry that you can get back to being a designer, and that's what I'd like from being here next year, is talking to people and they say, actually, I was able to either take on more work, become more profitable, or take more time off to be with my family, or I actually can design more. So it's that kind of where I want to be.
Okay, I've got one more question.
Go for it.
So in a world now where we've got anticipatory building liability orders and stuff, and 30-year liability, how scalable is the back end of that data? Because you're going to need monster-sized warehousing for data, the amount of information. Have you got all of that planned out, or are you still in the infancy stages?
So we already have that being built. So we have a software development team which focus on the development side of it and securing the data. Because one of our biggest things has always been the security and risk of the data and how we store it. So we have like a cybersecurity team stuff which deal with all that side of it. Because we're not experts in that, I can't tell you where your data goes. And in terms of the AI side of it, the AI is ring-fenced to your company. It doesn't go outside and get data, so it only works from your data you give it. So it's not like it's Googling something for you and pulling it in, it's working from your own data, so you're secure on that sense as well.
One last quick question, judges.
What stage are you currently at? Are you in the market? Have you got people signed up, or is this the next step?
Yeah, so I've got over 105 companies on the wait list. Was meant to launch in January, but we would end up revising it further to get it to refine it a bit further. And then from end of this month, I'll launch it from the beta version to a select, I think between 5 and 10 practices for them to test it. After the beta, we're doing beta testing for a month to pick up any bugs. It's already been tested by the development team for bugs at the moment, and then in June releasing it to the entire waitlist for them to sign up and join.
Thank you. A
amazing.
massive hand for Lindsay, Lewis, and Pulse Centric. Thank you. And now our final picture of the day. Let me just move this on. There we go. She was named CITB's most influential women in construction for the East of England in 2025. Impressive. She built her platform out of personal frustration with software designed for big organizations that forgot about sole traders. And that was definitely not built with neurodiverse users in mind. With dyslexia-friendly design, text-to-speech, and tools that actually work the way tradespeople think, this platform is already in closed beta with the Federation of Master Builders. Please give our last founder a great big welcome for being the last one of the day. Welcome to the stage, the founder of Tradeways Technologies, Louise Tingley.
I shouldn't be here. In May 2007, I was given 2 years to live. My name is Louise Tingley, and I am here. And I'm here to share my personal journey, overcoming a pituitary brain tumor and living with Addison's disease, and how that's uncovered a significantly underserved market in the construction industry and become the catalyst for a positive and much-needed shift to support micro business owners and SMEs who account for 99% of the industry, and tradespeople with additional cognitive needs. With more than 2.4 million individuals serving the construction sector, 97% have been reported to need additional cognitive support to reduce stress. 35% have dyslexia, 25% have ADHD. And with a 20-fold increase in adult diagnosis since the year 2000, these figures can be considered conservative, with some sources suggesting figures could actually exceed 54%. Furthermore, 59% of those who struggle with negative mental health identify as being neurodivergent. Even more alarmingly is that more than 3,500 builders go out of business each year, indicating that the systems available already are missing something of value. When my husband and I founded our master builder company, my husband is severely dyslexic, we both struggled to find the right software package that worked for both our brains, our team, our business needs, and our budget. We tried more platforms than we'd laid bricks. We learned most platforms were built for international markets and adapted to serve the UK. The options were either far too limited in features, resulting in the need for multiple platforms and subscriptions, or overtly expensive or so complicated it felt as though we needed an engineering degree just to learn how to use it. A bit like the clock on your oven twice a year. There was nothing in the middle. None were able to carry us from the initial stages, from the client inquiry, through the proposal process, to the final design, build, sign-offs, simply and cost-effectively. So we made it our mission to create the solution. Tradeways is a fully comprehensive end-to-end system that brings all the moving pieces a business needs to function and places it in one central hub, so builders can run their business and carry a project from start to finish, with intentional consideration given to accessibility, dyslexia-friendly fonts, screen tints to reduce visual noise, speech to text, intuitive workflows that reduce cognitive overwhelm and distractions, boost productivity and promote well-being, integrated marketing solutions, team and supplier collaborations, design tools that communicate with industry standard platforms, and of course, AI and making tax digital compliance. We're not here to compete with other platforms. Tradeways is one of a kind, and we're here to be set apart and provide a genuine solution that supports those who are seeking something simple, that reduces the need for multiple platforms, and is financially sustainable in uncertain times. To this point, I've completely self-funded the project, which has been developed in Kent with the input of a qualified learning disability nurse. It's currently in its first phase of beta. Since announcing the pending launch, due to happen in the next few weeks, we've received tremendous support from the Federation of Master Builders, have featured in a number of publications nationally, and received interest from industry podcasts and the BBC One show. Shh, don't know about that yet. While this has been designed by builders for builders, we have already garnered interest from other industries and are not restricted to the construction sector. Winning today will help us to solidify and accelerate our visibility with continued national traction, resulting in the uptake of sole traders, micro business owners, and SMEs who urgently need something simple, accessible, and affordable to support their business and their neurocognitive needs, including andropause and menopause. I recognise that time is precious and we're all positively parched and need a beverage. So I thank you for your attention. Again, my name is Louise Tingley. I'm the founder of Tradeways Technologies Limited, and I hand it over to you and invite your questions.
That was great, by the way.
Thank you.
A lot of contractors at the moment are going down the neurodiverse route to support neurodiversity, and part of it's the ISO, I think it's 45003. So it kind of fits right into that mark, going from sort of main tier contractors, tier ones, and I can see how that would go down the supply chain as well. So from a commercial point of view, how does that work?
In what regards?
So do they pay a subscription?
Yeah, so we've got 3 tier levels. So it depends on what the individual's needs are. If somebody doesn't need all the features, we're not going to charge them for all the features. We want to have a really ethical standpoint from, I've used systems where I've been paying £200-300 a month and only need 3 or 4 features.
Yeah.
So we're going to make it as simple for them as possible. They can customize it so that they can use it for how their brain works.
And how do you think it's going to be marketed? How are you going to market that?
So in what regards? Do you mean like in terms of
to SMEs and
visibility?
Yeah.
So at the moment we've got the beta, which has been a closed beta by invitation only. We've already had the Federation of Master Builders support us in launching visibility. So we've been featured in multiple magazines, and we've had industry podcasts and everything invite us to that. So it's been about the traction of speaking to people, sharing what or hearing what other people are needing, and how our system can support them with their needs.
No, that's great. That's great. No, thank you.
Do you have an idea of kind of the size of the market and what percentage you need to take hold of for it to get to the levels that you want?
We don't even need 1% of the market to make it sustainable financially.
Wow.
like the figures are, I can't remember the exact number off the
I
top of
didn't
my
want to put
head.
you on the spot with that. I was just curious, like,
But
what does that look
we,
like?
we don't even need 1% of the market to make it,
Perfect.
really quite profitable.
And then from today onwards, what's the next step to get you to the next level of the business and in the growth journey? What's your next priority for the business?
Our next priority is to launch it publicly, which is happening on the 8th of June. And we're very excited and nervous.
And do you have everything in place? You say you launch and it goes as well as you hope, which I'm sure it will. Is everything set up for it to handle
Yes, I've
the
got
uptake?
the design. I've got the development team who have actually come on board as partners of the business.
Oh, amazing.
So they've actually invested their time, effort, and energy into helping the development. So that what I've actually paid for developing it has a I won't go into figures.
Yeah, okay.
But I worked a good deal.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
I think some of the tier ones would be very interested in this.
It's designed specifically for micro builders.
Yes, yeah, but I think
which
from
is the people that often get overlooked.
I think from their point of view, it'd be more using it for their people with dyslexia and neurodiversity areas. So let's have a chat afterwards, and we might be able to get some introductions for you.
Lovely, thank you.
If I could connect you with any 3 people in the world to help you on this journey between now and the 8th of June, do you know who they are?
That is an amazing question, and I don't have an answer for you right now.
Okay.
I would have to give some thought and consideration because I'm quite particular with who I do business with.
Okay, I thought you might say that, so I've got a follow-up question. Is that
Okay.
right? What do you think are your biggest... What are the 3 things you will lose sleep over between now and the 8th of June?
Investment.
Investment. What, in cash or resources or network?
Cash and resources, yeah.
Cash. So what do the resources look like? What are the resources that you need?
I'd rather not discuss that publicly, but
Okay.
I'm very open to having a conversation.
Yeah, that's fine.
Over
Okay.
a beverage if you're open to that.
Yeah, of course I am, yeah. Great pitch as well, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Time for one last question.
Great pitch.
Thank
Thank you
you
for bringing this very important topic. My question is, how are you going to make money?
So we've got three tier levels. We get our money through the subscriptions. We don't charge a per user subscription fee, so it is a flat rate.
So from micro builders?
So it's for sole traders, micro business.
So how much would that be?
So the entry level tier is £24 and the highest tier is £70. It's designed for micro builders to be affordable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Super. Thank you very much, Louise.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you.
So we've seen 6 amazing pictures, incredible. 6 companies, 6 visions, 6 reasons to be genuinely excited about the future of this industry. All disruptive, and you can see the impact that they're going to have in their own right. Now, it's over to you. So please open your audience program. This is the page. This is the QR code. And if you scan that QR code, I don't know if we have it on screen as well. Let's check. Oh, we do. Do we? Is that the right QR code? That will work, and it's in there as well. So whatever's easiest for you. So here you cast your vote for the company you believe deserves to win Pitch Your Plan 2026. As you make your decision, remember what we were looking for, those 4 things we mentioned. Innovation and originality, so how disruptive this idea is. Commercial viability, is it going to make money, literally? Industrial relevance and impact, can this make a difference? Can this change lives, behavior, and the industry? And fourthly, the pitch, clarity, and confidence. Everybody did a great job, didn't they? Bless them. So you've got 10 minutes, 1 vote per person. Make it count. Oh. It's in the book there. Yeah. On that page, it's kind of towards the back there. So While we wait for your votes to come in, we've got about 10 minutes. I just want to take a moment to say thank you, a really big thank you, not just from me, but on behalf of everyone who has worked to make today possible. Thank you so much to our headline sponsor, Gleeds, for their incredible support of this competition and this stage today. Round of applause for Gleeds, please. Thank you to our panel sponsor, RCK, for showing up for these businesses in the most meaningful way possible. They are part of the prize, of course, as well. Round of applause for RCK. And of course, a massive thank you to Design and Build for putting on another brilliant day full of exactly the kind of conversations this industry needs to be having and for coming up with this competition.